that shed now is empty, so I'm going to drop a brush off the front, and then I'm going to put the drawbar that we use to move the chipper on the front of this, and then I'm going to use it to put the header right to one side, and once the header's to one side, back the drill in past it, drop the drill off, and then back the combine over the drill drawbar, and then that's 3 big machines all in one sort of shed out the way. Now I can get the header out the shed. The problem is I need to turn it round to get it down there, to get it in the other shed, and the yard's just not big enough because there's a big pile of green waste that Rich is chipping there now. The chipper's in the way, chips in the way, bays are in the way. I really need to push that hedge back, so I think we should dig it out and plant it further over, and then we can make the yard wider because we've just outgrown it. We'll try and shove it in this gap here underneath the elevator of that screener, and then go round in a loop hopefully. It's going to clear the elevator. Yeah, it is just. You don't realise how big it is until you park it next to a huge screener. From here it looks like it's going to fill the shed, the header, but hopefully we'll get the combine and the drilling at the same time because that's what I had in last year. Talking of space, we dug out that bund, didn't we, to put that log cabin on, and anyway we've ended up with a little bit more yard space there, so it's amazing what you can fit in it. Chipper jam. I think when the belt gets wet because it's been raining so much, you start it up in the morning, it can stall if the big lump comes through. So I'm just going to clear it now. Yeah, I was saying before, I think we dig the hedge out and replant it on the edge of here, and then we can make the yard wider. It's the best time of year now to move hedges because they'll get watered all winter, so they'll thrive in the spring. If you move them any other time, you just run out of water, don't we? This is the flood now. It's pretty large. I was going to bring a stick out to put in the edge of it to mark it, and I forgot, but I just found half a house brick. So I'll put that down on this tram line here, where the edge of the water is. Then we'll see how it subsides. It's pretty big though. Must be 5 or 6 acres. So this flood behind, where that telegraph pole is sort of there, that's where that short ditch is. It's not very wide. The plan that we want to do is widen that ditch sort of by 20-40 times as much and leave a permanent lake on a smaller area but deeper that we could then put fish in. Then the spoil that comes out of that, build some of this ground up that I'm stood on now, and then the rest of the field build up with a washed material through a wash plant, and then that way then we'll have a flat field that can drain naturally through that bank. We'll take a lot of load off the pumps, but we'll also make the pumps so that they've got a bigger sort of sump to pump from, and then that way then it won't flash flood like this. It'll just build up slowly, and then the pumps, because they're so small and like old and not got the capacity, they'll slowly drop it again, and then it'll come back up again, and they'll do this rather than just like bang all over the field. Nothing can happen. Then go back down over like a week, and then up and down, and that way then, you know, we lose like maybe 6 acres of wheat every year, whereas if we do it that way around, we'll permanently give up like 1 or 2 acres, but the rest of the field will be far more productive, and it'll mean that the pumps will last longer because they'll just work steady away rather than keep turning on and off, turning on and off, turning on and off, which is what damages them because they shake around, and then also they clearly don't have the capacity at the moment. Oh well, the chipper's running now. Just going to take the drill round. Oh, the windows are so dirty. Put that in the shed. We're going to give it a quick bath before we put it in because it's a bit mucky, a bit dusty. Don't think we'll do the coulters though because there's loads of bearings and stuff in them. But we'll definitely do the frame and the tank and try and keep away from all the electrics. Header's in the shed. Drill's just drying off now, ready to go in the shed. I've got a red tractor meeting now on the computer for a few hours, so I'm going to have to go in and watch what's going on the cameras. Got a 15-minute dinner break on the red tractor meeting, so I'll come and see what the lads have been doing outside. Get me a bag of chips off them. Place until the 15th of November. Dinner. Meeting. Each starter, we've done more chips and gravy. Than we've ever done before. Finished my meeting now, and I'm just trying to get the serial number off the 1455, which is there. If anyone wants to pause and see if they can. In fact, I'll put a picture on Tom of the year of manufacturer. I'm trying to work out the year of manufacturer for the accelerator cable, because there's one that's 20 quid and one that's 40 quid, and it depends on the year of manufacture. So we thought it was something like a 1989, but I'm not sure, because what serial numbers I've been checking on the internet don't seem to add up with what this serial number seems to be. But we are trying to get a logbook for it as well and get it road registered, because that's the other thing we're going to use it on the track from, but it's not registered, is it? Just in the combine now, I'm just doing the old blowing out, cleaning by blowing. So you put it flat out and then you load a program and it turns the fans right up, opens all the sieves and blows all the rubbish out the back before I back it in this shed now. I thought I'd done it after the sunflowers, but it was still saying sunflowers on it, so maybe I didn't. Oh look, you can see the phone in the background. Back in the combine in now, but when I watched it, we don't hit that auger on there and the chopper on the pipes. Lower that then. Just removed the GPS screen and the other screen, although it's got an alarm on it. It's not going to be used for a while now, so I thought I might as well just take it out of it and lock it away. It's like loading a boat. Everything's neatly in now. We've got the baler, the drill, the header and the combine. I've done this before. I did it before last summer. Stacked them all in here out the way. Call it a motivational shed. What makes it worthwhile getting up for in the morning. Sam tried painting that before without lacquer. We thought we'd get away with that. The primer. We thought we'd get away without the primer on it. But it reacted, so we have to sand it all back down. Start again. Luckily not done this side, but he'd done round the other side when he noticed it started to react. So Andrew's just been rubbing it back off. Got to rub this down as well because it's gone funny there. It's a bit like the Forth Road Bridge, this tractor. By the time we finish painting it, we'll have to start again painting it. Sam's too young to remember the Blue Peter episode of when he visited the Forth Road Bridge with the painters, but it is getting there now. Loads of people have been asking for like a tour around the farm, like virtually, like on here, or looking at different machinery more closely and things like that. Well, I've got to go on holiday sometime, otherwise Charlotte might leave me. So what I might do is do videos that I can use while I'm on holiday. So there'll be a bit of like where I am on holiday, but the main bit will be still a little bit of the farm and the machinery and what's going on around it that I can add. So I'll have like videos that are sort of made, and then each day I'll use them and an intro of where I am and what I'm doing, because hopefully I'll be going somewhere interesting on holiday, and then I'll add it all together, and then you'll get a video every single day, but there'll still be on-farm content within it. That was my plan anyway. Don't know what anyone else thinks of it. It's a good idea, but I know you don't want to miss an episode by me not doing one because I'm away. Richard's been smashing through the pile and he's got to the dry bit in the middle now. That goes through really quick, so he's been eating away at it. You see in the middle it's dry and the vegetation's rotted out, and it actually chips and makes better chip as well. Just knocking his pile down now. Flood update. I put that brick there this morning at 8 o'clock. It's now 3:30, so the tide has sort of gone in. Don't know, 8 to 10 feet maybe. But 8 to 10 feet all the way around is a lot of difference. So I think the water level's dropped probably 4 inch on all that acreage. So them pumps must really be working flat out now. Lots of comments yesterday, everyone agreeing with me what I was saying about the Environment Agency. Anyway, I'm going to get a plant pot. I'm going to drill some holes in it, and I'm going to simulate what the water table means to people and what it should mean to the Environment Agency, because I think there's a lot of the people that work there have never actually stood in a field, and all they've ever done is driven a computer and been to university, and they haven't got a clue what happens in the real world. So I'm going to get a plant pot, I'm going to fill it with soil, and I'm going to pour water in it, and I'm going to drill some holes in it, a series of holes to show you how much water can be held in the soil if you can clean the ditches and lower the water table. Because it's obviously COP26, there's a bit of a farmer's day today at COP26. So there's a little video I've just put on social media for the NFU. Apparently it's farmer's day at COP26, so what are we doing to reduce emissions? Well, no tilling the soil for one. We've got solar panels on the roofs, and if you can hear in the background, the Woodchipper's working away. That's what we use to heat the workshop, the offices, the farmhouse, and we use it to dry all our grain. Lots of birthdays today and a wedding. Paul and Michelle getting married today on a Wednesday. Neil Baskett, Afron Roberts, Toby Hodges, Connor Kelly and Richard Savage. I've got to say Afron Jones must be the most Welsh name I've ever heard as well, so I presume he lives in Wales. Anyway, thanks to everyone that's been watching today. Don't forget, if you know where you watched, if you're new, tell me where you're watching from. Loads of interesting things people were telling me yesterday about the Environment Agency and how it works in Holland as well. If you read back through the comments, you can see that. The quiz question yesterday was, it had done exactly 1,000 hours. So that's just one of them. And I think the little one's done about 200. Well, in fact, guess what the little one's done. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Nice dry day again, hopefully.